to be able to start off that hot?
Yeah, I mean, we felt like that was going to be one of the keys to the game. We needed to get off to a hot start. And everybody says that every week, but I did think it was important that, that offensively we get going, set the tone for the game, and our defense set the tone in the second half, but to come out and do what we did, 3 straight possessions, touchdowns, and then our defense holds them to a field goal on one of those possessions. So you're in a bit of a track meet early, and they hold them there, which is that's a difference maker. And then obviously to come out, like I said, in the second half, and our defense takes the baton and carries it through. So it was a great team effort.
Hey, Coach, after watching the film now, I know you've had a couple days. What were you the most impressed with when you sat down and watched the film for the first time, probably yesterday?
Oh, man, most impressed with. I kind of said this yesterday. I think the fact that, I don't know, just the fact that our guys hung in there and really played like we have all year as a team, and you're in that type of environment, first playoff game for so many of those guys. The building's electric, not losing your head, staying in the moment, trust the guy next to you, and don't get frazzled if it doesn't quite go your way. And at any given time, we're going to need a unit to step up. And it really flowed that way. We needed all 3 units to win that game, and all 3 of them did their part. And by the way, when you play with 3 units, you can beat anybody in the league at any given time.
I asked you last week about the confidence level of a guy who missed extra points 2 out of the last 3 weeks. Badgley showed why you have confidence in him. 54-yard field goal. A lot of us sitting there saying, "What? There's no way he's going to make it," but he made it, and he made it with authority too.
Yeah, Badge is, like I said, man. He's consistent. I mean, he does every day in practice. Watch him from these distances. We move him through the 50s down to obviously extra points, and if you're ever around Badge, he just doesn't give a crap. I mean, he's the same guy every day. It's the same swing, and literally, if he misses one, he just he hit it wrong, or there was something else but it has nothing to do with his psyche or where he's at. So no, I trusted him to make that. He stepped up there and hit it, and then looked at me like, "Well, no shit, I hit it." So it's the best, man. We needed it, and that proved to be a huge kick for us.
It was. You mentioned the defense obviously stepped up in the second half. What was the difference for you guys defensively in the second half versus the first? Yeah,
look, we made a few adjustments there. They were like they've done all year. They were offensively, they were getting a couple of things. They do a good job of getting in formations where they feel like they can tell what you're in, what you're doing, then they motion or shift out of it and then get into the perfect play. And, and of course, you can hide it all you want. When Stafford's over there, he's like a bird dog. So he was getting them in the best play available. They were creating a lot of rubs, the crossing routes and interference, and so they got us on a few of those things. And really, second half, we kind of wanted to get out of the man world and start, matching a little bit, playing a little bit more 2 safety looks so we could get help from our safeties. Obviously when you do that now, you put a burden on the run game. Mm-hmm. But it did prove to be a good move for us. I thought AG did a hell of a job. I thought it was a great game plan. I thought we hit this guy, and which we needed to do, but the adjustments in the second half proved to be really, really pivotal for us.
Hey, Coach, we know you were there probably really late Sunday night into Monday morning. My question, did you get a chance to celebrate?
You know what? Not really. Believe it or not. It was so late, and certainly, man, believe me, I was happy, but I just get home and I'm just sitting there on the couch. I got a fire going and the TV's on, but I'm not even watching it. I just zoned out for a while. I didn't have anything to drink. I didn't smoke anything. I'm just sitting there and thinking about the game, thinking about what's next. And I just think it's always, until this is done, it's like, man, here's the next one. Who are we playing? What do we got to do better? And so here we go, man. Now we know we got Tampa.
Yeah, and how about that? Did you watch that? You obviously don't watch that game last night as a fan, do you? You watch it with some notes or no?
Yeah, I mean, you watch it as you're trying to gain information. That's how I watch it. Now, certainly when you watch a TV copy, it's easy to become a fan, right, of football.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that go into it. But, yeah, you just kind of take notes of what's going on. And I know this. The first note I wrote, which doesn't surprise me one bit, is Tampa Bay is freaking physical and tough, and they fly to the football. And on both sides of the ball, but this is a tackling, tough football team. And so that was evident. I mean, that popped on the tape. There's one team that's freaking aggressive and flying around here. And so we know we got our hands full. We played these guys before. I mean, this is going to be a mirror image of us. We're just going to, two heavyweights going at it, body blows. It ought to be an exciting game.
I'm curious from your perspective. Obviously, in division, you play everybody twice. This is a team that's out of your division. You don't play them every year. You could go years without playing them, and now all of a sudden you play them twice. What's the value of playing an unfamiliar team twice, but also what is the concern about playing a team the second time that you've already beaten?
Yeah, I think that, look, we came out of that game. We did so many things right to win that game and did them well, but we also came out of that game and said, man, I know from an offensive perspective, there's things we can do so much better and need to do just schematically because, for example, that Vita Vea now, he's a hell of a player.
Yeah.
He really is. I think he's one of the most underrated interior D linemen in this league. I mean, he is a load, and he's powerful, he's strong, he can push the pocket in the pass game. And so there's just these things, man, you think about, all right, how do we attack them better than we did the last time? And I think until you actually get in the battle and you do that, you don't know entirely what it's like. So I think that helps. Now, obviously, on the flip side, they've got a roadmap on you, too, now. So they played you, and they know what they need to do better and what they would do better to give themselves a better chance. And then through that, honestly, both of us have evolved since that game we played each other. That was an early game in the season out at their place. So, look, they're a better team than they were then. But I believe we are, too. So there's a chess game to it. Ben Johnson and AG are going to put together a hell of a game plan. Phipp's going to have some good stuff for us. And then we just got to go at it. It's us versus them. They got plenty of weapons. It's got a championship head coach over there, man. He understands what it's about, and they're tough and physical. So we're looking forward to it.
Nakua obviously had a great game against you guys. It seemed to me they had a lot of those trip formations, like the bunch thing. We didn't know. You knew he was going to get the ball, but it's the interference that they would run for him. Do you expect Tampa to try to mimic what they did? Because they Philadelphia can't tackle anybody right now, but they broke a lot of tackles last night.
They sure did. Yeah, I mean, if I'm them, I'm taking some of that, right? I mean, you're going to watch that tape, and you're going to take nuggets from everybody since your game that has felt like they gave you some problems. And you're going to see where it fits into what you do offensively. Now, you may want to take the whole plan, but you'll find some nuggets and use it. So certainly we got to be prepared for that. And they did do a great job of breaking tackles over there. Now, let me say this about Puka, because, look, we knew he was a good receiver. He's had a hell of a season, but watching him in real time, against us the other day, he's a really good receiver. I mean, there's no wonder why he's had the production. He's strong. He's physical. He attacks the football. He's a hell of a blocker. And so look, man, I had respect going into the game. I have a hell of a lot more after playing against him.
Dan Campbell joins us on the Stoney and Jansen program. James Houston, health-wise, is he somebody we can look forward to seeing on Sunday?
Well, we're open to anything. He's, like I say, he was better last week than he was the week before. We had anticipated he'd be even better this week. But until we see, where he's at, I can't tell you if he'll be able to go or not. But, I mean, we're hoping. We want to take the best players we can, or the guys that fit a niche or a role that can help us win.
Coach, seemed like you guys came out pretty healthy on Sunday night. One guy that we knew know was battling through Sam Laporta. How did he come out yesterday when you guys reconvened as a team?
Yeah, you know what? He came out good. I certainly didn't add to any of the injury. Went through treatment yesterday and sounded like he's even better. So I feel like we're over the hump with him. You know, there'll always be a little soreness in there, but I think, you know, we got away unscathed there, and he's going to be feeling even better this week.
I've got one more question about the playoffs. You're a guy that, as a player and obviously as a coach, have been through a number of playoff runs. How do you express upon your team, even guys that have playoff experience, that, hey, it's no guarantee that there's a playoff window, a Super Bowl window, that you got to attack this year because the opportunity is right in front of you? How do you stress the importance and the urgency of taking advantage of today and this opportunity?
Yeah, I think it's what you tell them that. I mean, that's what I've done. You stand in front of the room and you tell them that you give them stories. You know, you wish that you could inject this, particularly into the young players, you know, and I just bring this back up. In my second year in the league, we go to the Super Bowl. We got creamed by Baltimore, but, you know, what a magical year it was, you know. And then you're like, well, hell, that was year two. I'll be back here every year. We're going to be here every year. We're just going to wake up and do it every year. And then I don't even get a sniff of one until 10 years later, or 9 years later. So, you know, and then I was hurt in that one. So the point is, man, you just don't know when those opportunities are going to be up. And it's not, you know, it's about the matchups every year. And once you get in, it's like anything else. Once you get into the tournament, anything's possible. And it's about one game. And it doesn't matter if you win 2-0. It doesn't matter if you win 51-50. You find the best plan possible, find a way to find your matchups. You go win those matchups, and you move on to the next one. So we got a great opportunity. There's no way we should be satisfied with what we've done. It should feel good, but if we're all going to pat ourselves on the back and feel great, then we're not going to be ready for the next one. Now, I think this is the easy one to get ready for, and here's why. Because if you turn on this tape, you watch Tampa Bay, this is a tough physical team. They will punch you right in the face. So I love that. We're going to know exactly what's coming. There's going to be there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. So we better be on our A game. And
there's no guarantee they're going to drop as many passes as they did last night either. Final thing, your thoughts on Baker Mayfield from your perspective?
Tough, competitive. You can tell he's the captain of that ship. And he's exactly what I think everybody loved when he was coming out of Oklahoma. That's what you see right now. He's a free spirit, and he's going to find a way to make plays. He's going to will his team into moving the football and keeping them in it and finding a way to win. So I got a lot of respect for him. I think he's tough as nails. And, man, he's playing at a high level right now.
Dan, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Good luck. And hopefully we'll talk to you at this time next week as we prepare for the NFC Championship game.
Okay, sounds good. Appreciate all of you.
All right, thanks a lot. That's Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions here. Stoney and Jansen, 97.1 The Ticket. It is time to talk about the big fitness energy sale at Planet Fitness, which has been extended. That's right. The big fitness energy sale has been extended, so you can join for just 24 cents down and $10 a month. Celebrate 2024 with 24 cents down at Planet Fitness. And there are over 50 locations in the Detroit area. They got new cardio at Utica, Dearborn, Oak Park, Southfield, new strength equipment at Woodhaven, Livonia, 5 Mile Commerce, and others. Now open in Heartland on Highland Road. It's a great place. I love going out there. The West Bloomfield location, work out on the cardio, watch all the TVs, and, you know, when you get in shape, obviously it helps you physically, but it also helps you mentally too because you feel good about yourself. So the big fitness energy sale has been extended. Do it now. 24 cents down and just $10 a month. Get started for 2024. Planet Fitness is the judgment-free zone.